Once a time, in Blackgate Penitentiary there was a gallows tree, where over 300 of criminals with death sentence were hanged. Here, in this tree, an inmate carved a wooden puppet, Scarface. Many criminals of Gotham think that this puppet is possessed by all the people dead in that tree. Who was the inmate who carved it? It was Arnold Wesker. At first sight, he seems like a harmless and defenseless person, but far from it. Arnold was an orphan with a deep secret, his second personality. That one went out during a brawl in a bar, where he murdered a drunk man. After he got resulted insane, he was sent to Blackgate, and there he met for the first time Scarface. The duo became immediately inseparable. At first, he belonged to Donegan for a short time, but Arnold, being jealous of them, killed him with the help of the puppet. The police, not knowing who was the culprit, took Arnold and the puppet to a group therapy, where Harley Quinn was also a member, and later under the care of Jonathan Crane. A few days later, the two planned to escape. After escaping from Blackgate, they become the new two supervillains of Gotham, with the single name of Scarface. Their work in Gotham lasted less than you think. As far as we know, Scarface terrorized Gotham between the events of Arkham Shadow to those of Arkham Origins. It is confirmed to us since his name in the police archives of Arkham Origins, up to the end line of Arkham Asylum. But why? What happened? As we all know, the Blackgate inmates were transferred to the Arkham Island, most likely including Scarface. I'm just guessing, he wasn't locked up in the penitentiary, but most likely in one of the cells in the prison block, and that's where he was probably killed. After escaping, Joker probably saw Arnold on the loose with doll in his hand. Joker, driven by his sick humor and seeing Scarface as an interesting toy, will have killed him for personal interest. The possibility that Wesker really died during the game of Arkham Asylum is really high, given that at this moment Joker pretends to talk to the puppet. In this way, he was making fun of Wesker since the puppet was not able to speak, and that at the moment in which he says,
"I'm sending you back to the ventriloquist where you belong."
The puppet, once the Gotham criminals realized he wasn't really cursed, passed from person to person. After Joker's incarceration, the Penguin took possession of it, as we see in this trophy. Towards the end of Arkham City, after Penguin was defeated, Harley Quinn took possession of it, as we see in the DLC Harley Quinn's Revenge. In fact, the puppet in that DLC is in the crib. After that, it got stolen by Peyton Riley, who have the proof of her existence in Arkham Knight, in the GCPD evidence room. A little background of her. Peyton was no ordinary criminal. She was the daughter of a powerful Gotham mob boss. Her name was already synonymous with influence and danger, and her life had seen her forge dark connections, even a past relationship with the manipulative Tommy Elliot, the man who would become Ash. Her transformation began when Peyton was the victim of a brutal attack orchestrated by a rival clan. She survived, but profoundly disfigured and traumatized her. Thomas, after his nervous breakdown, abandoned her, so she decided to revenge. Through the connections in the Mafia, she managed to infiltrate to Arkham City and goes in search of the identity thief. He comes across the steel mill, and in the search she finds the puppet, and she immediately becomes attached to it. That's the return to the crime of Scarface. Peyton Riley wasn't Scarface's slave like Wesker. She was the only one holding the reins, using it as a cool tool to rebuild their criminal empire. Even her criminal empire was very short. In fact, before the events of Arkham Knight, during one of the most gang rumble to gain power in Gotham after Joker's death, in particular by the one between the Great White Shark and Tobias Whale, Peyton gets shot by a Tobias goon shortly before her last conversation with the puppet. Scarface is finally in the GCPD, locked forever.